You're listening to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a business coach for online health coaches who want to attract their ideal clients, stop feeling defeated by their never-ending to-do list, balance a healthy lifestyle with their growing business, and stop over-analyzing what everybody thinks of them so that they can confidently own their message and online presence. On this podcast, we dive deep into health information you can share with your clients, business strategy tips, and more. Let's get to it. Hey guys, today you're going to get to hear from one of my beloved private coaching clients who also gets my Zero to Hero coach group program, because my private clients get both private coaching and my group program if they choose to use it. And her name is Katrina, and she's from Passion for Plants. You'll get to hear all about her in just a few seconds, but I just want to let you know that Katrina has been crushing it. She's grown her email list to over 550 people organically in a very short period of time. She's launched her signature high-ticket coaching program, Plant-Based Like a Pro. She's booked several clients so far. She's gotten testimonials. She's been interviewed as a guest expert by others in the industry and on podcasts. She has developed a killer email funnel and Facebook group. And she did her very first Facebook challenge in honor of her launch of her program. So I can't wait for you to hear from her. And if you're like, I'm a new health coach, or I've been doing this for a while and I'm not seeing the results, I don't know where to spend my time. I've downloaded every training that's free under the sun, and I have half-finished trainings and nothing's happening and I'm just losing it. I want to encourage you to sign up to be notified about when the next Zero to Hero group program opens up, or for private coaching. And so if you want to learn more about that or be notified when spots open, you can go to haileyrowe.com, and on the homepage you'll see a place where you can click to apply for a strategy call. And basically when you fill out that form, it'll just allow you to be notified when spots open up. So I can't wait to get into today, and let's do it. Here we go. So this is Katrina, everybody, and she not only is in my Zero to Hero group coaching program, but she's also a private client. And Katrina isn't even done with her package yet. She's still pretty fresh in the game. She's had a couple sessions and some of the weeks of the group program. And Katrina, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, say hello, say what you do, talk about your amazing package, etc.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you so much, Hailey. Hi, everyone. My name is Katrina, and I'm a plant-based health coach. I'm an ACE certified health coach, but I focus on helping women transition to a successful plant-based lifestyle, overcome emotional eating, learn how to manage their stress, and finally create consistency with their healthy habits. So, like Hailey said, I just started my coaching business a couple months ago, and that's when I started working with Hailey one-on-one and in the Zero to Hero group program. And my background is in biology, psychology, and plant-based nutrition. I'm getting a master's in nutrition right now so I can continue to serve my clients deeper and provide more specific nutritional advice along with all of the health coaching that I do. I'm really passionate about nutrition and wellness and living like a holistic, healthy, balanced lifestyle. And I just on Friday launched my new private coaching program called Plant-Based Like a Pro, which is a 4-month coaching program to help people go plant-based successfully and overcome emotional eating, stay consistent with their healthy lifestyle, and lose the last 10 pounds for good. So I'm really excited about that, and I could not have done any of this without Hailey's support. So thank you so much, Hailey.
Thank you. And I was inviting some friends while you were kind of saying that, so I'm sorry it's happening.
Yes. But, no, you're good.
No, I appreciate that. And we've had a lot of fun working together. And I think part of the reason why Katrina's already been successful in booking a client for her smaller package, also getting her email, we'll talk about some of her wins, but she's grown her email list to over like 500 people. The reason why she's having this fast success is because she's the kind of person who implements and knows what she needs, and she's very self-aware. And so I would say if you guys are coaches and you're beginning, in the beginning stages of your business, you're not really sure like where, what you should be doing, etc. Being able to say what you need, like, and work backwards from your goals, like Katrina wants X clients and whatever, has really helped us get right into what we need to get into versus like somebody who just is all over the place and isn't getting the structure, isn't asking for help, or just kind of going at it by yourself. So Katrina, why don't you share a little bit like your journey before coaching, as far as like what you didn't know, or what you maybe have learned so far that has really helped shortcut some things that maybe these guys need to hear.
Yeah, of course. So before coaching, like I mentioned, I have a background in biology and psychology and nutrition. So last December, I graduated with a bachelor's in biology and a bachelor's in psychology. And I've always been really passionate about nutrition, so I knew I wanted to get a master's. But along the way, I also knew that I wanted to become a certified health coach so I could continue helping people with behavioral change and creating healthy habits to help them live like the lifestyle that they want. Along the way, before just like trying to launch into being a nutritionist. So when I decided to pursue a health coach certification, I came out of that, like through that whole experience of me doing my certification program, I just knew, I was like, there is no way I will be able to successfully create a business without hiring a business coach, because they absolutely don't teach you what you need to know about creating a business and starting your own business for the first time as like an entrepreneur in your health coach certification program. Like at least my program and most of the programs I've seen out there, they might be really great at teaching you how to be a coach, but they're not great at teaching you how to run a business. And it's like, that's like a whole different degree almost in and of itself. And so throughout the whole thing, I was like, okay, I know I need to hire a business coach, because otherwise it will literally take me like at least a year to figure out how to get clients successfully. And even then I was like, I don't even know how I would go about learning that. And Hailey had been on my radar, so that's why it was so obvious, and I've been seeing her put out like really high quality content and just give a lot of free value, to where I was like, okay, Hailey is great. She clearly knows what she's talking about. Like all the stuff that you were talking about, like about strategy and about how to get clients and about like working with people and like selling packages in a way that like feels good for you and is serving the client. I was like, I didn't know any of that. Like that makes so much sense. And you just demonstrated so much like about what you know and just gave so much free value that I was like, okay, it's so obvious for me to want to work with her, that when we finally got to the point where we had our first call, it was like such a no-brainer to sign up for your package, because I was like, I don't even like, I know just from what I've seen of you that you can provide so much strategy and support and knowledge that I don't even know that I need. Like that was where I was at, is like I didn't even know what I needed. I just knew I needed a lot of help to like implement my business successfully, because otherwise I would not. Like the amount of stuff I've learned in our time working together, and I think we just got done with session 9, so it's literally been like 2.5 months, less than that, has been so much more than I ever would have able, like ever a period would have been able to figure out on my own, let alone maybe figure out like a quarter of the stuff in a year, like trying to do it myself. So it's just stuff that I would absolutely have no idea that I need to do. And just like all the strategies, I think is really what I've taken away the most, is like so many strategies and so many systems of how to implement like different things and all the different things that you need to do to set up your business so that it's successful. Because there's so many different aspects really as like an online health coach. Like there's so many things that you need to constantly be thinking about. And I personally would get so overwhelmed if I didn't have Hailey's support and expertise to like walk me through that and be like, okay, this week you need to focus on this. Next week you need to focus on that. Like where are we at? Kind of like keeping me consistent and staying on track, because I would have gotten so lost in the sauce like ages ago had we not been working together.
I appreciate that. And I know that, so there's a few key things. She's coachable, right? And so that's all you need, you guys. Like you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know where to spend your time as a coach. Who expects you to know that? Like you did your certification program and then you're kind of left to figure it out. And you can, we live in a time where, you could Google things. Yeah, you could look things up. But like, is it what you need? Is it what's going to get you clients? Is it aligned with your mission and what you're trying to do? Like, there's so many things that, like Katrina said, she'd probably still be like lost in all the information overload without coaching. And so I really appreciate those nice words. And and we even just got off a major like brainstorming session right now about some of the different things she's going to be doing to generate more calls and more client interest and stuff. So this is just it is nice, because when you're doing it by yourself and when you're trying to like navigate the waters, it's so easy to be unstable, not just strategy wise, but like emotionally. Like when I was trying to figure everything out by myself, and I didn't have somebody be like, this is a normal phase you're in right now, or like, here's how I would respond to this person, or like whatever, you can get very like, like, is this
like spinning off. So that was me last week, and Hailey was like, you just need to chill, like things are fine.
Yeah.
Let's like re-strategize and keep moving forward. Whereas like, had we not been working together last week, I probably would have been like, oh my God, is this even the right thing for me? Like just totally spun off and like gotten emotional about it, when really it's like you said, like there are phases. Mm-hmm. So
totally. So okay, so bottom line is, or one thing I want to ask you is, what is something maybe from a mindset or a money or a energy standpoint that you've learned through coaching, or that you've had to adopt as a new coach?
Yeah, I would say definitely the mindset of being like my ideal client is out there and will be 100% like coachable and great to work with, and will be exactly my ideal client, the person who I can really serve and help them meet their health goals. But also like just knowing that and reminding myself like that my ideal client exists and is ready to invest in my coaching services, and that anyone who's not my ideal client, it's okay if they don't like buy a package from me or sign up for my coaching program, because I know that there's someone who's a much better fit for me out there. And I would say that's really something I've learned, because had I not like had that kind of like that mindset approach from you, I think it would have been really easy to go into it being desperate and being like, oh my gosh, I need to get clients because I need my business to work. And obviously like putting out that desperate energy is not going to attract people who have that kind of high vibe mentality that you want. Like if I'm like emitting like desperate vibes, then I'm going to get people who are kind of like half-assed into it and want discounts on everything and don't really want to commit. Like that's not at all my ideal client. So really just like remembering that like there's so many clients out there and that my ideal client is out there. I would say that mindset piece, and just like being focused on serving whoever I'm going into a call with, a discovery call, or I do free nutrition consultations with people. And instead of going into that with like I need to book a client mentality, going into it to serve them and to help them like achieve their health goals. And then if it's like aligned for us to work together, then we will. And if not, that's okay, because my ideal client is out there anyway. So yeah. Definitely the mindset of not like needing or being desperate for clients.
Yeah, right. Because like needy energy attracts needy energy, like you just said. So
exactly.
And also like it's just as important for us as coaches to have boundaries of who we want to work with and what we allow for our business, as it is to our clients having boundaries about who they work with. And I think sometimes coaches forget that, because they're like, but I just want clients, and we can create the strategy to do that, but like, no, you don't just want clients. You want awesome clients. You want clients like Katrina who look good because they're implementers and they're eager and they care, and like, so that's something to keep in mind for sure. So okay, very interesting. And side note, everyone who I've seen Katrina's work and I've seen her services laid out and what she does with people, and I can definitely attest to she knows what she's doing, and she is very knowledgeable and really does care about her clients. So if anybody wants that free nutrition consult with Katrina, be sure to contact her after this video, because her program's pretty awesome. Side note. Okay, but back to coaching and all the things. So tell us about some wins or positive things that have happened in your coaching business, because sometimes that will inspire others, meaning, maybe they're not getting clients right now, or maybe they're in a rough patch, but like, just talk about some of the positive business things that have been going on for you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say one of the biggest wins I've had since we started working together is getting my email list to over like 550 subscribers from like 50 subscribers. Hailey taught me some strategies to really help get some more traction onto my my freebie on my website, and that got me so many signups in the course of literally 3 days. Like, it was crazy. I was spending so much time like sending people my thing, through my email marketing service. But it was insane because there were so many people on my email list, and that just like opened up the pipeline to my audience so much more and was just like instant rapid growth. Like I would never have imagined that anything like that was possible. So I would say that was a major win. And then definitely like learning how to utilize like Facebook groups. I created my own Facebook group. I learned how to run my own challenge, which I just ran last week. And that was like my first Facebook Live challenge. And it was super fun. And I like would not have had the strategy or known how to do that like on my own or how to like promote that the Facebook group or the challenge. Like I think I have like 130 members in my Facebook group now just from promoting it. And you're like using good strategies to promote the challenge and make it sound, you know, exciting to people. I made sure it was the topic that people were interested in, which was like how gut health is related to your mood and anxiety. So that was definitely a major success for me. And just like being more consistent with my reach outs, like talking to people and creating more connections. That's something that I definitely wasn't doing before. And that really like I've learned how to do that, and I've learned how to get comfortable with it and just like reach out to people and be super comfortable talking with them or sending them a voice note. Yeah, those are some of the big things. That along with like being able to create content now, like Instagram captions, Facebook videos, you know, mini trainings on my Instagram stories that are super high value for my audience, that are stuff that they want to see.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and you've been on a podcast recently.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, last week I had an interview on another plant-based fitness coach's like Facebook group podcast. Yeah, all about gut health too. So that was really exciting because I've been getting a lot more opportunities because, well, one, like I've been learning more from Hailey about how to find those opportunities, but two, like kind of like we were talking about earlier, like with the mindset and energetic like vibration, like I've been opening myself up to new positive opportunities that will attract more goodness to me basically. And then just like having one or two of those has really helped me like propel myself into situations where I have more opportunities as well. So yes, that's super exciting.
Very,
too.
very good. And one of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with when they're on the fence thinking about coaching is just, can I do this? Confidence, money is a big one. So like, I'm sure in your head before signing up for coaching, there was some hesitations like, this is worth it. So can you share a little bit, like, what would you tell somebody who's on the fence right now about like not even necessarily investing with me, but like getting help on their business journey or like even just outsourcing? Like if there's somebody watching and they're scared to make the next move in their business, but they are stuck where they're at, what do you have any advice for people on the fence?
Yeah. I mean, I would say like before I signed up to work with you, it was scary because that was like the first high ticket investment I'd ever made. And I was like, oh my God, that's so much money. And I don't have that money at all right now. Like it was very much like, this is terrifying. Like, is this even a good thing to do? But it was still at the same time, like it was such a no brainer for me, which might be kind of unique. Maybe other people, I mean, I'm sure other people maybe have more objections than I did. But because I already went into it where I was like, I know 100% that I absolutely need a business coach to help me like launch my business. Otherwise, I will never, like literally never figure this shit out on my own. Sorry. I will never like figure this out on my own, you know? And so that's what I think I would encourage someone who is on the fence to ask themselves, like, where will you be in 6 months if you don't hire someone? Let's say it is hiring a coach. Like if you don't hire a coach to help you with your business, where will you be? Like, and I think it's good to remember, I mean, obviously don't make like very irresponsible financial decisions, but at the same time, it's like, if you don't invest, like you're not gonna, that's like from an energetic standpoint too. Like if you're not willing to invest in a coach or a service, why do you think anyone's gonna invest in you? Like why, if you're not even showing the universe that it's worth it to invest in a coach, no one's gonna hire you because you're putting out the energy that it's not even worth it. So, and I think just too, like, where will you be in a year if you don't get outside help? Like, do you think like what's going to change from now and from a year from now for you without any outside help? It's like, we like to think that we can do everything on our own, but I think we just kind of have to remind ourselves like, hey, like you don't know this and that's fine. Like stay in your zone of genius and invest and then make it worth it. So like commit to whatever program or service, whatever it is that you invest in so that you get the most out of it and know that like, if that's a good choice, which, you know, it should be if you're going to invest in it, right? you'll be able to feel, I think, if it's like a wise choice for you or not. Then it will immediately be like, wow, I have skin in the game. I have someone to support me working through this. And now I have like so much help, so much strategy, so much like accountability and daily support that I would not have had trying to figure it out on my own. The way I see it, like signing up to work with you was such a no-brainer for me, because I was like, this is literally how I will fast track like my success. I could spend years trying to figure it out on my own and still not know what I'm doing. Or I could spend I could do this 4-month, like one-on-one, high intensity, like private coaching, and be so much further along than I ever would have been able to do on my own.
Oh yeah. I love that you said that. It's like high intensity interval training for your business.
Yeah, but for coaching. But I love it because that's like the kind of person I am. So.
Exactly. Well, and it's like, it's you can always make more money back. Always. You will, but you can't always get your time back. And so, like, what is it worth to you? What is the cost of continuing to just dilly-dally and maybe make this a fun hobby, but not really turn into anything? Maybe you end up quitting because you're not making any money. And then it's like, the whole thing was a sunk cost, my certification, all of it.
Right.
So I'm really glad and then the point about when we give ourselves permission to invest in ourselves, we give others permission to invest in us. And it is so true because I've had times, like, I think a lot of times people don't feel comfortable with sales and sales mindset because they're like, I feel like I'm asking somebody for money. And I've never done this myself either. So like, I can't really promote coaching because I've never really worked with a coach. I'm just a coach, like whatever. So
right.
I think, and it gives you this confidence. Like even like, I bet having a coach for you has actually shown you like things you want to do, things you don't want to do for your clients, boundaries you want to set, boundaries you don't. Like even there's things that like a lot of things when I've worked with coaches and courses, sometimes I get more value from things unsaid and just observing and just like experiencing it than what they tell me. You know what I mean? So, so I'm glad you brought that up. And it can be good or bad. Like you might be like, I don't want to do as many calls as Hailey does.
No.
Right?
That's funny. Definitely not the case. There was one more thing I wanted to add about like investing in a coach. It was very much like, for me at least, when I signed up to work with you, I was like, wow, I already feel so much more authentic and genuine because now I am like working with a coach. Whereas if I were trying to promote like my packages and my coaching and stuff like on social media, I would have felt very disingenuous because I wasn't actually like walking the talk. And for me, it's really important to stay very authentic and very true to like what I'm saying. That's a big part of my brand is being like authentic and genuine. So if I hadn't like done that, and that's from like an energetic standpoint, but just from like a personal, like moral standpoint, like I couldn't be preaching about the benefits of working with me if I hadn't actually seen the transformation for myself of like working with a coach.
Yeah. So I want to kind of go over some of the common excuses that I see coaches have when it comes to moving things forward with their business and strategizing and all the things and maybe working with a coach. And one of them is like, I'm too busy, or timing, or is it possible for me? So regarding timing, I just want everyone to know you are in school for your master in nutrition. So and you moved to Copenhagen from, where did you move from?
From the West Coast, from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah. To Denmark. Yeah, so it was a big move.
Yeah, so here's somebody who's studying, who has moved across the world, and who still is in a coaching program. So
yeah. I mean, literally, like no one else on the planet has excuses for it being the wrong time. Like if if you want it, then you want it. Like if it's what you want, then it's a no-brainer. Like for me, when we signed up, it was like I was on vacation. Like we were having calls. I remember our first call. I think I was like sitting outside, right? Because I was like on vacation with my family. Like I was so like dedicated because I knew that I really wanted to make my coaching business work, and I was willing to do like anything to make it work. So I think like when it comes down to having the time to do it, I mean, you definitely do have to strategize and plan your time well and make sure that you're scheduling things out. I think I kind of took over before you even asked questions, but
that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but I think for me, like, I have to remind myself, I'm the kind of person who can burn out if I don't like force myself to stop. So now I learned, like, and I learned that from you, Hailey, is kind of like setting boundaries around my time. I'm like, okay, I have to stop working at least an hour before I try to go to bed, because otherwise, like, I can't sleep. So kind of like finding what I need to do and setting like kind of hard and fast rules that I force myself to keep. Otherwise, like, I know that I won't function at my best the next day, and I need to be doing that so I can show up and learn properly in my classes. Because what I'm learning for my master's, like in my master's program, is extremely important for how I can serve my clients.
Yeah.
So it really helps me pay more attention and reminds me of the importance of studying, even though studying definitely is not as much fun as working on my business. You know, I'm like, okay, this is also something you're doing, so make sure that this is worth your time when you are here. And then blocking the time, just like keeping my calendar and then sticking with it. So definitely I would say, and kind of like that concept of it's not even about having time for everything. It's about like, what do you have the energy for? Like, we're creating and building my coaching business is that's like my biggest dream that I never even thought I could do. So the fact that like now I get to work with an amazing coach to get to that goal and help me like create a sustainable, like successful business is so exciting that it gives me so much energy that I definitely would not have about something that wasn't like a passion project, that didn't start out that way. So I think it does come down to that. I mean, not to be a cliche, like, well, if you want it, then it works. But that was really like my story, is like, I really wanted it, so I was willing to do anything to make the time and energy for it.
Yeah, and you plan your business within your life. It's like, I like to call it work-life harmony. Like, everybody has a definition of what that looks like for them, but like, I keep saying like a lot today. I don't know why. Sorry, everyone.
Probably because I say it.
I don't sound like this normally. But I think that having your own idea of how you're going to work your business into your life, given what's already going on, and making it work, is something that you've been able to do successfully, versus saying, well, I'm going to wait until I finish my master's, or I'm going to wait until I move across the and we just make it work, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and also you're getting the top priority things. So like, it's like, okay, this week focus on this being like, okay, you're moving and you need to do all the modules this week, and we'll catch up. So we're able to
totally
it for your needs.
Yeah. And I think that's something I've taken from coaching, like from, you know, working with you, and like being like, okay, here are my top priority items for this week. Here's what I need to be doing every single day to make sure I'm moving the needle. So keeping those things in mind, and then like everything else on my to-do list that's not in that top priority list, it gets shifted down, and that's fine. Like, it will, if it really needs to be done, then I'll do it. Like, it's not, but the things that need to be done every single day or every single week, like, they get done no matter what. And I've been able to take that like strategy into my studying as well for school. Like, a lot of my friends, they're freaking out because we have exams in a month, and they're like, oh my gosh, we have so much to study, all our lectures are so in depth. And I'm like, guys, you're going way too into detail. Like, focus on getting the overarching concepts from each lecture. Don't get caught up in the details. Like, focus on doing the most important thing and then move on. And if you have more time, come back and go more in depth. So it's really taught me like how to streamline and prioritize the most important things for whatever it is in my life that I'm doing.
I love that. I appreciate that. And part of that's just you're naturally, like, I don't know if you're naturally gifted at this, but you're naturally very good at being self-aware, like knowing what you need most, etc. So I love that about you. And the other thing, and I think you're a good student too, and that's why this coaching is working for you, because you're able to take the modules and work through them and all that. So there was one thing you mentioned though that I wanted to, the group program and the private coaching. So you personally are a private client, but you get to do all the group stuff. So can you tell,
which is awesome.
Thank you. And can you tell everybody like what how do you feel about that? Because some people would be like, that sounds overwhelming, and it can be, because it's a lot of material. You can go at your pace. But tell everybody, like, what is it like to have both going on for you? Yeah,
I honestly love it. Like, the group program itself, I think, is incredible. Like, you get so much support from Hailey, and the modules themselves are so valuable. It's insane. Like, I have learned so much strategy and just information about what I need to do and what I need to implement from just like the modules alone. But then having like the group coaching calls are so nice, because even though I wasn't like technically super part of like just the group program, because I was a private client as well, it was really fun to kind of see what everyone else was doing and to be part of those like group coaching calls, because it really does help you like get like see how other people are doing it instead of just like you working in your little bubble. Like it really helps to get outside perspective and be like, oh, well, you can also do it that way. Or maybe like, oh, well, this is what I really like about the way I do it, you know? So it kind of just shows you different perspectives. I would say for me, because I wanted like full 100% like hit it hard kind of thing, it's been so great, because then I'll be able to work through the modules, watch the group coaching call, and then we'll have our call like a couple days after that, and then I'll be able to be like, oh, well, this is what I did in the module and this is what I got from the call, and then we get to take all of that and talk about it and work through it like in our one-on-one session. So for me, it's been amazing. Like it has provided so much extra value that I didn't even really, I think, know that I would be getting when I signed up. So I would say like I love that aspect of it. I could see, I guess, for people how it would be overwhelming, but at that point I think if you're ready to commit to like a one-on-one coaching position, then you're kind of in that mindset already where you're like, I'm going to do everything I can to become successful and to make this work, which means like soaking up all the value you can.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that's always there for you. You're not going to like run out of time to go check out the modules or whatever. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. And now what about advice you would give, I guess maybe things that in the program you've learned or that you've had to change about your business, as far as like maybe some advice you'd give to coaches if they're going at this and, you know, just from your experience so far?
Yeah, I think, oh my goodness, I think I would focus on getting good strategies for building your business, whatever that means. Whether you need to, for me, we've been focusing a lot on like building my audience, because I want to have a larger audience so I can reach more people. So Hailey has taught me a lot of strategies to do that. And I think that just comes down to working with a great business coach and like getting those strategies to reach whatever your goal is. I think general advice is to always be focused on like providing a lot of free value and high quality content and showing up as yourself, like your real self on social media. Because people will like be able to see right through you if it's fake, or if you feel uncomfortable, people can like see that from a mile away, you know? So, and I think like think about just reminding yourself to think about how you feel when you watch other coaches on Instagram stories or on Facebook or interact in their groups, whatever. Like you can tell when someone's like being, you know, inauthentic, whatever. You can tell when someone's not quite, I guess, like upfront, if you will. And I think too, like reminding yourself, if you are like a new coach starting out and you're like, okay, cool, I have all this great information and, you know, support to provide someone with my coaching, I'm just going to go out and try to get clients. Like if you haven't demonstrated to them that you are trustworthy, like if you haven't built the know, like, and trust factor with your audience, like why on earth would they ever buy from you? They don't know you. They don't know what you have to provide. They haven't seen evidence of you creating a transformation in someone's life, you know? So I think reminding yourself of that and just remembering, like, put out so much free value, because people will see that and will be like, wow, that was so helpful and I got that all for free. Imagine what it would be like to work with her. Imagine what the advice I get if I pay her to help me reach my health goals. Yeah. So really, like, not feeling like you need to hold on to all your big secrets or something. Obviously, you know, don't give away free coaching necessarily, but just like providing a lot of free content on your social media and in your emails, so that people like trust you and they can see that you're credible and they can see that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good piece of advice, because I think a lot of coaches go in with a attitude of and almost like entitlement, like, I'm ready, my certification, I'm ready for clients, come on.
Yeah.
And they've never yet demonstrated or put out anything that is gonna build the know, like, and trust factor, like you said.
Yeah.
They skip that step and then they're really frustrated when they have bad calls or no shows or nobody signing up. So I do think that's a key part to the strategy and whatnot. And I also think one of the things that a lot of coaches maybe in the back of their mind have going on in their head when it comes to promoting themselves online and whatnot is that there's so many coaches that they're like, is it even worth it for me? Like, am I going to stand out? But really the truth is there's not so many coaches. You live in a bubble because we are coaches and we're following and we seek out that information from coaches. But of course we're following a ton of, but if you went to, I don't know why it keeps coming up this week, but like I keep saying, if you went to a party locally, you'd probably be the only health coach there. Most people wouldn't really know what that entails or what that is or whatever. Like they've not been jaded, but they've not been in a bubble of coaches. So when you're getting fearful about there's so much competition or the market's so saturated, it's not a valid excuse to not your thing. And you and each of our clients,
totally
like
agree.
You're in the group program where they're all health coaches, but each one of you guys is so unique and such a specific niche and has such a different view of how to serve people that you guys aren't even on the same, in my opinion, same playing field.
Not at all. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And I'm almost like to the point where the people in our cohort for the group program, it's like, even if we were all doing very similar things, like if we were all working with people who have autoimmune disorders, like I still think everyone's personality is so different, everyone's style is so different, everyone's like method of going into coaching is so different that even then we would still all be able to stand out because we just have such different ways of approaching it. And that's what really, comes back to like the saturation thing. It's like you have such a unique voice, such a unique perspective. You have a unique background that no one else does. You will appeal to a group of people that no one else can appeal to the same way that you do. And it's like the world is so big, like there's no excuse. There's no valid reason that you can use the saturation excuse as a reason to not like go into coaching and launch your business.
Yeah, I agree. They're buying your energy and you, like there's a unique, like I could say the exact same message as some other business coach, the exact same way, and someone will pick it up from me and someone will pick it up from the other person, or someone will absorb it or like, be able to get it from hearing it from me versus somebody else. And it's just because there's just people you resonate with and people you don't, and that's what's so beautiful about coaching is it is about the person. And like who are you gonna take advice from, and do you guys get along? Do you guys fit right together?
Right. That's a big thing for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I don't want to keep you too long, but I really appreciate you for coming on live. Is there any final words about coaching or what you would say to new group members in here thinking about getting a program that you want to leave them with?
Yeah, I would say, like, if you have been wanting to launch your health coaching business and you're kind of like, maybe you already are trying to do it by yourself, or you're going through your certification and you found like Hailey's group and joined it, I would say like the amount of free content and like free value that she offers is literally like 5% of everything she has to offer. Like, I didn't even know. I just knew that it would be a very good decision for me to work with Hailey because I was like, cool, I really like her. I've seen that she's like shown me that she provides a lot of great value already just for free, right? And I didn't even know like how much was really under the iceberg kind of thing. So I think like if you're hesitant about working with someone, like regardless of any business coach, I think just make sure that they're like a good fit for you and that they can actually follow through. Like look at their testimonials. Like, I don't know. I think, Hailey, like all the testimonials I've seen from people who've worked with you are like incredible because you're incredible. Like you have so much value to provide your clients. And that's like what I've experienced is that it's like 1,000 times been worth the investment, like by far. And I'm not even like all the way through the program. I mean, I would say, I would really say like in general, if you're trying to like go it by yourself, like that's fine and you can keep trying that, but really to ask yourself like, and take your ego out of it, be like, where am I going to be in a year if I keep doing what I'm doing without like hiring someone to help me do this? Like admitting to yourself that maybe you don't know everything there is to know about launching an online business, an online health coaching business, and that like think of the payoff, think of where you could be in 4 months if you were to invest in a program or a coach that could help you get there. Like, I mean, if you want like a fast track to success, definitely working with someone or signing up for the group program is the way to go because Yeah, I mean, I doubt that like anyone could do it by themselves and have anywhere near that level of success as they would in the program or like in your private coaching.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that and love working
Yeah.
with you. And one quick thing, is it okay if I tell a quick story?
Yeah, totally.
And then I'll ask you about your program and make sure everybody needs to go follow Katrina on, what's your Instagram name again? Passion
for
for
Plants.
Plants.
I can type it in the comments.
Yes, please do. Put all your links, put whatever you want in there. But yeah, she's really, as you can see, she's a high quality coach and person and will care about your goals just as much as you do or more. So, but anyways, regarding what I was going to say is this morning I was talking to somebody on a call and they were saying that here's why I'm bringing my clients into this. And it is because I was talking to somebody who had talked with a coach who was doing a 3-month, 90-day program for $6,000. And all that was included was a voice note of just how she was kind of like something random she came up with for the week that was inspiring. And maybe like just a support group to ask questions. And I'm not saying that that's the wrong way to coach at all. Like, I don't know the full story at all. But I do think that it's frustrating because I think there's people maybe exploiting the coaching world or not truly caring or not. Like, I just think there's potentially people in the market who aren't fully doing the structure and the accountability and the guidance and the process. And so the reason why I'm not like trying to be weird or anything by bringing my clients here as a guest, but it's because I want you to see that like this, I do care. I don't, when you're not successful, I feel unsuccessful. And so, I don't know why I brought this up, but like, it just bothers me. Because I don't want people to have a view of coaching like, oh, like it's this annoying thing where people just charge a ton of money and just like for their insight, like their wisdom of the day with you or whatever. Because that's not how I define it, at least. So, long story short, be careful out there and do your due diligence and get on a free call with a coach who you think you might want to work with before you work with them. And if they're not willing to do that, if they have salespeople doing it, that's fine. Like, some people are their time is so limited that they can't do that. But I do think for me, it would be an important factor if I'm going to be working closely with somebody to talk to them beforehand. So that would be my advice to you. And also, I want to get on calls with potential clients before I work with them too, because I don't want to work with them if I'm like, your goals are not what I do. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, Katrina, tell everybody how so you put in here your Instagram link, your website.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'll tell them. I want to add one last thing to what you said. I would say like jumping off of that, like making sure that the coach that you're wanting to hire is legit, like will provide you with what you need. I think too, it's like consider that the coach that you're like wanting to work with is focused on helping people who are where you're at. Like Hailey's niche is like very specific. Like she helps health coaches start their businesses or like work with them while they're kind of still in the beginning stages of their business, you know? And I think that was one thing with that I really knew. I was like, okay, well that makes Hailey stand out because I know that she like works with health coaches to help them start their business. And that's me. Like I want to work with someone who's really good at helping people like me achieve results instead of wanting, like it wouldn't have been a smart move for me to work with someone who helps coaches go from 5K months to 10K months. Like that would not have been a smart move for me because that's like way too advanced for where I'm at. So definitely I think like make sure that the coach or the program that you're looking at is a good fit for you and will help you get to where you want to be based on where you're at right now.
Totally. I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So Katrina, tell us real quick, Plant-Based Like a Pro. What is it? How can they find you, etc.?
Yeah. So Plant-Based Like a Pro is my brand new private coaching 4-month program. It's very high touch, helping you to transition to a plant-based diet that you can stick with for life, helping you to overcome emotional eating and heal your relationship with food so that you don't have a restrictive mindset around food, exercise, fitness, and wellness. teaching you how to stay consistent with your healthy habits so that you don't fall off track in like 6 months or a year. I am really tired of talking with people who are like, yeah, I had great success on the keto diet, lost 30 pounds. Here I am again. I'm super overweight. Like, I teach you the skills, the strategies, and the knowledge that you need to stay successful on a healthy plant-based lifestyle for the rest of your life. You can find more information about that on my website. I'm really active on Instagram. I have a Facebook group as well, also called Plant-Based Like a Pro, where I do live trainings every week, talking about different topics about plant-based health and wellness. You can also catch the gut health training that I did last week. That one's still up on my Facebook page. So if you want to learn more about your gut health, how your gut health is related to anxiety, stress, mood, I would definitely recommend checking that one out. A lot of people got a lot of value out of that. So it was really good. And yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
for now.
I highly recommend that gut health challenge. I actually would pop in because I want to support my clients, obviously, but I would get sucked into it because I was learning a lot from it. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yay. Katrina, thank you again. And
yeah, thank you, Hailey. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Be sure to get your free gift over at HaileyRowe.com by joining my email list. And remember, you can always connect with me and other health coaches in the Health Coach Nation free Facebook group, where I post trainings and videos on how to take your health coaching business to the next level. Can't wait to connect with you. Have an awesome day.